The cyber attacks now grow more sophisticated. Traditional recovery solutions no longer enough. Restoring data means little if you can't verify its integrity. That makes cyber resilience a critical priority for organisations now looking to stay secure. Let's head to Orlando now. We're joined by Bongiovanni from Index Engines. Drew, great to have you here on Ticker. How would you describe the current threat landscape when it comes to cybersecurity?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I would say current landscape, unfortunately for us, is getting a lot more advanced and a lot more difficult. Kind of twofold. One, the ransomware variants that we're seeing coming in are getting a lot more advanced and a lot trickier. Within our research lab, actually, 75 to 80% of the variants that we're seeing are using a lot more invasive and subtle techniques, which are making it a lot more difficult to detect. The other combination there is these ransomware variants are getting deployed a lot more successfully, AI being a contributing factor of that, where they're getting in a lot more successfully. So you kind of have this twofold problem here where ransomware variants are getting in more successfully, and then once they're in, a lot harder to pick up and a lot harder to recover from.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. When you say that it's getting worse, has it been a trickle or has it been a flood of late? Has the rise of AI over the past year or so made it a lot worse suddenly?
I'd say it's an acceleration. There's kind of two things that are happening. One, certainly AI. So just like you have our Silicon Valley startups or our big tech startups out there that are accelerating how they're developing software, or they're cutting costs and getting faster efficiency at developing software. You're seeing the same thing with ransomware groups. You're also just seeing maturity from ransomware as a sector, or as a group, you should say, which kind of sounds funny to say, but these companies, these ransomware groups, operate just like tech startups, and so you're seeing this maturity happen in terms of how they're going out and developing this ransomware, how they're offering it to other affiliate groups. So you have groups that are offering ransomware as a service now, where they're able to kind of have broader reach of their ransomware. So you have a number of factors. I'd say it's accelerated certainly over the past couple of years, AI being a contributing factor, but also simply just the maturity of these companies that are producing ransomware.
Yeah, I'd imagine for a lot of companies as well, and also consumers, it's getting really difficult to be able to work through it all, to keep up with the constant changes, a constant threat profile. So what's cyber resilience, and why do you think it's, I guess, more important than ever right now?
Yeah, I think most people think cybersecurity, cyber resilience is just kind of the next iteration of that. Cybersecurity typically was focused on keeping threats out, preventing that. Cyber resilience is really the ability to withstand an attack. You're assuming that the threat is going to get in, and it's what do you do next to be able to recover from that. And so with a lot of the companies that we're talking with, a lot of the organizations and our customers, that's really the focus, is thinking through, well, do you have everything that you need in place once a ransomware attack hits you, that you can actually go about executing that recovery? And so we walk them through that process. We walk them through some of those things. Some of those things might be having reliable backup copies of your data to be able to restore from. It might be having an environment, whether it's an isolated air-gapped environment or whatever else, but having an environment that you can recover from. Having processes, procedures that you've tested, that you've gone through the works for, and that you can turn to when you're hit by an attack. And then most importantly, and one of the things that we mainly focus on, is also the integrity of your data. So whatever you put back in, when it comes time to recover, are you 100% certain that that data is clean and it's not infected, and you're not going to go through this whole process over again once you try to get back up and running?
Yeah, very much so. What do you think businesses need to look for when it comes to that, I guess, trusted cyber recovery solution? What are the things that they need to look out for? Because if you just Google it, a lot comes up.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of claims out there. I would say you're seeing certainly AI as a solution, being used and positioned when it comes to data integrity, right? So, and that's the whole point of data integrity in the first place, is when it comes to the recovery process, you need to be able to trust that the data is clean. That's what data integrity means. And so you're seeing AI being applied to that, and a lot of claim is being made out there around the use of AI to actually validate that data's integrity. The main thing that I would encourage folks to do is ask the question, well, if you're offering me an AI solution, how is that AI actually being trained? And what is actually going into the process to train AI on validating that data's integrity. And if the use case is that you want to be able to recover from ransomware, then that AI solution should have been trained on ransomware, preferably detonated ransomware, so you can actually pick up those nuanced, distinguished things.
And Drew, just quickly, how can people, I guess, find out more about you and your company?
They can check out our website, indexengines.com. We're always happy to chat with folks, talk more about their cyber resilience and strategy. We've also got plenty of great resources on there if folks want to learn more about data integrity and cyber resiliency.
All right, appreciate your time. Drew, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, appreciate it.